Hey guys, what is going on? Hope everybody had a good weekend. I didn't do a video yesterday. I was focusing on NFL quite a bit yesterday, and plus, um, the games were spread out quite a bit, so there wasn't really a huge number of games. The main slate only had three, so um, I decided just to put one in. I didn't send lineups out because I didn't study at all. Um, just because, like I said, I was doing some NFL. So anyway. We'll do a recap of last night and look at today's games. Monday the 21st. We got 9 games today, so good amount of games here to start the week. So anyway, let's get into last night. So score 312 on the main slate slash late slate, if you want to call it that. There's only 3 games on this one. The New Orleans and Denver game really saved my butt. But anyway, let's get into it. So I went with Evans. Picked him last time out. He had a very bad night against Phoenix. Took on Denver and got a 47.6. It really helped that Davis was out for some of the game for Evans because he had to take control, so 47.6 like that. Next was Jameer Nelson, just needs somebody cheap, $4,500, can't complain, 24.4. He got quite a bit of that in the last 2 minutes of the game, so we'll take that from him. Next was Ken Bazemore, picked him against Orlando. Was going to be a high-scoring game, which it was, not too bad. He still got 26.2. Definitely can't complain about that for $5,500. Next was Will Barton. A lot of people had him, 52 points. Definitely was not expecting that from him, but definitely will take it, obviously. Just had a very good shoot night against New Orleans. So yeah. Anyway, next is Rudy Gay here against Toronto. He's been very consistent. 37.3. He's priced $7,200. We'll take that all day. Definitely cannot complain about that. Next was Omar Caspi. He's been playing a lot of minutes, so the more minutes you play, the more opportunity he has to get some points. And did very good tonight, 31.7. Played power forward last night, and Toronto's not too good down low with Luis Scola and Biombo. So 31.7, we'll take that from him. Speaking of Scola, there is my dud of the night. I don't know about this guy. I probably won't be picking him much anymore. 7.2, just terrible from him. So, yeah. Next is Davis. So he could have had at least 60 in this game. But like I said earlier, he had some illness going on, so he was out for some of the game. I think he scored 15 fantasy points in the last 6 minutes of the game. So going in the fourth quarter, he only had 22 fantasy points. So that helped out quite a bit there as well. And last but not least was DeMarcus Cousins against Toronto, 43.3. The only bad thing about him is he fouls a lot, so he can't play his full amount of minutes sometimes. So yeah. Anyway, that was last night. Let's see what the highest score was here. What you got? 361. So I was off by quite a bit, but anyway, let's get into tonight's games. So there are some injuries. Right now, obviously, I'm doing this early in the day, so injuries could change. So anyway, let's get into it. All right, I'm going to go with Rondo. Sacramento and Washington game is going to be a high-scoring game. It's probably going to be pretty close here. Both defenses are not too good, so Rondo and Wall are definitely going to go at it. Rondo is probably going to do what he usually does. $8,600. I'll take that. He should probably get you about 40 points here against Washington. Really liking him. Next is Garrett Temple. He's $3,900. I'm only picking him if he starts. He's projected to be starting. The last time he did start, he got over 30 fantasy points, and he has a favorable matchup again against Sacramento. So that's only if he starts over Gary Neal. Beal is still out, obviously, so I'm going to take a chance with Temple. Only if he starts, obviously. If he doesn't start, not much value. But if he does, he should at least get you 25 points. That's probably his ceiling right there. You definitely can't complain about that. He's only $3,900, so not much of a chance. Not much chance going into that. So yeah, $3,900. Pick him up. Very cheap. Next is McCollum. So I don't know if Lillard's going to play or not. Don't matter if he does or does not. Still liking McCollum for $7,500. He's a pure shooter. Taking on Atlanta here. He should get you about 35 points here for McCollum. If Lillard if Lillard sits, McCollum probably move to point guard. So either way, I like McCollum for only $7,500. Next is Aaron Affollo here against Orlando. Affollo has been very consistent here these last couple games. His minutes have been up since the injury. He's been scoring quite a bit of points. He's been averaging around 25 fantasy points, which is totally fine for his value. He should get you about 25. His highest he'll get is probably about 30, but I'm really liking Affollo for only $5,200. Once again, same as Temple. You're taking no chance really because they're so cheap, but hopefully about 25 from him tonight. All right, going back with Rudy Gay here against Washington and Caspi as well. Both of them have a good matchup here against Washington. Like for Gay to get you about 35-40 and Caspi get you about 25 points here tonight. All right, next is Blake Griffin here against OKC. This guy's been doing very good here recently. He's going to lead the Clippers here against a tough OKC team. It's probably going to be a pretty tight matchup, so they're going to need Griffin to step it up here against OKC. All right, next is Jared Solinger, so his price dropped quite a bit. The only reason I'm picking him because Amari Johnson might be out. So if he is, Jared Solinger is probably going to get a little bit more minutes. Plus, he's only $5,900. So if he gets those extra, 5 or 10 minutes, that will definitely help quite a bit because we all know what Solinger can do in a limited role. So if he gets those extra minutes, his production will probably boost up about 5 fantasy, maybe 10 fantasy points. We will see, but probably around the 5 fantasy points range. So probably about 25 points, maybe a little higher from Solinger. Not too good of a Minnesota defense, so keep an eye on him. Also, David Lee, he might get some more minutes. Kelly Olynyk, the backups. So anyway, next is Nikola Vucevic. This guy's been on fire. 40-plus fantasy points in his last 2 games. Has a very good matchup here against New York Knicks. He's been leading the way for Orlando. I'm really liking him to get you about 35-40 here again tonight. So that was my 50-50 lineup. Like that one quite a bit. Anyway, let's move on to the GPP lineup. Like I usually say, guys, these are not final lineups. These are just guys that I am liking. I will send out my final lineup later on today. Anyway, let's get into the GPP one. Rondo, once again, really liking Rondo here tonight. You can go with Isaiah Thomas as well, but I'm liking Rondo a little bit more just because it could be a high-scoring game here. Next is Jeremy Lin. So this guy's been on fire these last couple games. He's been getting a lot more minutes. Some of that obviously had to do with Batum being out, but Lin is still very good off the bench. $5,200. Can't complain about that at all. Really liking him against Houston. All right, next is Avery Bradley. Going to take a chance with him. He's been doing terrible these last couple games. Has a favorable matchup here against Minnesota. Every player has a cold streak. Hopefully he can get back on it tonight. Get you about 25 points. A lot of people are liking him tonight. I probably won't have him in too many lineups, but I'll take a chance with him. Next is Kent Bazemore once again. Good matchup here against Portland. Liking Bazemore to get you about 25 like he usually does. And then Gay, Caspi, and Griffin are all the same. Liking those 3 guys quite a bit. Next is Thaddeus Young. I was going to go with LaMarcus Aldridge, but Young has a little bit more upside because he's facing Chicago. Chicago, not a bad defense, but against power forward, they are not good against power forwards. Young's been down a little bit. Hopefully he can pick back up, get you about 35 points here tonight. All right, last but not least is Al Horford, $7,000. Portland is just terrible against centers. I'm liking Horford to get you about 30, maybe 35, but around the 30 range. $7,000. Definitely cannot complain about that at all from him. So anyway, that is my lineups that I am liking here tonight. As usual, I will have my email in the comment section below. Send me an email. I will send you guys the lineups, or put your email in the comment section below, and I will send you guys lineups 45 minutes to an hour before game time. So yeah, if you liked the video, please leave a like. I do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button for more videos. So, alright guys, hope everybody has a good start to their week.